Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Minutes to a Better Mix. This is Graham from therecordingrevolution.com, and today I want to give you permission to experiment with some plugins, specifically some compressor plugins on your vocals. Now, I am all about the mixing console mindset. We talked about this earlier in the month, and I really live by that rule, using pretty much one EQ and compressor for a good chunk of the mix. When it comes to your lead vocal, if you were a mixer in a traditional studio with racks and racks of outboard gear, you would have all these beautiful compressors behind you or around you that are patched into your patch bay that you could insert into the vocal and experiment with. You could take your pick of different types of compressors, solid state, tube, whatever, and see what they do to the vocal. And so much of good mixing is experimenting, developing your tastes, okay? This is something you have the same access to if you're in a DAW. When it comes to your lead vocal, pull up 2 or 3 compressors that you have and experiment. And this is what I want to do today. I've pulled up 3 different compressors on a lead vocal, and I've dialed in some settings. And I basically want to audition each one and see what they do to the vocal and see if you prefer one, see if I prefer one. Could all 3 of these compressors do a job of compressing my lead vocal? Absolutely. Do I need all 3 of these to make a good mix? No, you only need one of them. It doesn't really matter which one, but they do sound different. And this is a fun opportunity for you to have permission to play with and experiment and develop the compressor taste that you like based off of what you have. Okay, so here is a vocal in the chorus.
Lift up your hands, O you gates, and be lifted up.
All right, and now I have 3 compressors, the SSL, the E channel here, which it does have some EQ going on, so I'm actually going to just bypass the compressor or the dynamics section. I have an LA2A, and then I have the Dynamics 3 compressor, which is our stock Pro Tools compressor, okay? I'm going to listen to each one at a time, and then we'll discuss. Here's the SSL.
Lift up your hands, O you gates, and be lifted up, you ancient of doors, as you wait for the King of Glory's coming. The King of Glory reigns.
Okay, let's bypass that. Here is the LA2A.
Lift up your hands, O you gates, and be lifted up, you ancient of doors, as you wait for the King of Glory's coming. The King of Glory reigns.
All right, and here is the Dynamics 3.
Lift up your hands, O you gates, and be lifted up, you ancient of doors, as you wait for the King of Glory's coming. The King of Glory reigns.
First of all, I have to say I love compressors because all 3 of these compressors did one thing well, which is it pushed the vocal up in front of your face a little bit more, which is fabulous. But if you noticed, there are some slight differences in the tonal qualities, at least from what I hear on these compressors, okay? This SSL, when I engage that, it seems to do something with somewhat of like the nasal quality of my voice. It like kind of pushes something up there in the nasal area that, I don't know, it's a specific EQ thing in my mind. Listen to what it does here.
Lift up your hands, O you gates, and be lifted up.
Yeah, it does a specific tonal thing in that mid-range. It focuses the sound. But then the LA2A, if you listen to that, it brings out some round low end, like it rounds it out and makes it like a richer tone. Take a listen.
Lift up your hands, O you gates, and be lifted up, you ancient of doors, as you wait for the King of Glory.
Nice little rich lower end. I like that. And then the Dynamics 3, the Avid compressor, it pushes out some nice high end. It actually makes the vocal probably cut through the mix a little bit more because I think it adds a little bit of brightness.
Lift up your hands, O you gates, and be lifted up, you ancient of doors, as you wait for the King of Glory's coming.
I don't know if you hear that. It's subtle, but it seems to me that each of these compressors is doing something tonally to the vocal. So here's all I want you to do on your next mix. When you get to the lead vocal, give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to slow down for a second, engage 3 different compressors, or at least 2, and dial in one at a time a good compression setting on each as if you were just going to use the one, and then bypass them all. And then do what we just did. Listen through and take note of what each compressor is doing to the vocal and see if you like one over the other. If you don't do this process, then you won't discover potentially that favorite compressor setting on your vocal that you never would have known about if you're always using the same compressor over and over again, or if you're changing compressors all the time but never stopping to do direct comparison in the moment. So there you go. Compare compression options. You'd be surprised what each compressor actually does to your vocal. They can do very different things for better or for worse, and that's part of mixing. Develop your taste, have an opinion, be an artist. Okay, guys, we'll see you on tomorrow's 5 Minutes to a Better Mix. Take care.